Welcome to everyone. This is Suleiman. Today we will have a discussion on the very important topic, that is Ricardian theory of rent, or say the David Ricardo theory of rent, which is given by David Ricardo. In this theory, we discuss this theory in following way. We categorized the theory in 5 parts. That is, first part we have introduction, second one, that is statement of the that is first part we have the introduction, second one that is statement of the theory, and third one that is assumptions of this theory, fourth one the very important content of this theory, that is explanation part, and the last one we will know what are the criticisms made against the Ricardian theory of rent. Next we have first part, that is introduction. The first foremost, that is the question arises, how does rent arise? Okay, there was a debate between the classical economist, what is the exact source for rent, or say on the what basis rent should be given. For this there are so many economists who have given their opinion on this, but the David Ricardo, who gave a separate and a systematic theory for the question how does rent arises, that is called the Ricardian theory of rent. It means this is nothing but the opinion of David Ricardo, but that opinion he published in a book in a very systematic manner. In 1870 he published a book, namely The Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. In this book he explained how the rent arises to the land. Okay, land. Next one we have the statement of the theory. According to the theory, rent arises due to the different fertility of different plots of land. It means land differs from say place to place, region to region, which we have already discussed in the assumptions part. Ricardo states that the portion of the produce of the earth here nothing but the land, which is paid to the landlord for the use of original and indestructible power of soil. Okay, because here land has its original power which we use in cultivation, or say we use that power of land to produce goods and services. For that we paid some portion of production to the landlord, that is called rent according to David Ricardo. Next we have assumptions of the theory. There are some assumptions on which David Ricardo given this theory, or say on the basis of these assumptions David Ricardo explained this theory. Next, first one, that is the fertility of land differs from region to region. It means which we have already discussed in our say statement part, the fertility of land is different from one place to another place, or say one land differs from another land. This is the first assumptions made by the David Ricardo. Next, second one, we have people cultivate best land in the first instance. It means in the first instance people cultivate only the best land in the sense more fertile land. This is the second one. Third one, we have when population increases people will go on to cultivate the land in the descending order of its fertility. It means when the population, or say the population increases, the demand for food grains also increase. At that time, the people start to cultivate the land which is in less fertile. This is the third one. Fourth one, we have the cost of production is same in all type of land. Here what we have to remember is the cost of production is same. In the first assumptions, we have discussed the land differs in from region to region on the basis of its fertility. But here, whatever the land's fertility, that doesn't matter. The production cost is same for all type of land. Okay, the production cost is same for all type of land. Next, fifth one, we have land possesses certain original and indestructible power. Original and indestructible power, or say indestructible soil. Okay, soil we have, which we have already discussed in this statement part. It means there is a original power exists in the land. By using that power, we produce goods and services. That is the reason by using, by or say utilizing that power, we pay rewards for the land in the form of rent. Okay, these are the five. Next, sixth one, we have the supply of land is limited, or say inelastic in nature. Inelastic in nature means while we discussing the topic of demand and supply, we have discussed that the elasticity, the term elasticity, or say elasticity of demand and elasticity of supply. What it exactly mean? When the demand, when the prices of goods and services increase or decreases, the supply and the demand of that goods also changes. That is called elasticity of demand. But here the supply of land is inelastic in nature. It means whatever the price, that doesn't matter, whatever the demand, that doesn't matter, the supply of land is remains constant. It cannot be increase or decrease. This is the sixth say assumptions made by the David Ricardo. Seventh one, we have the law of diminishing returns operate in the land, or say in the production of land. When we using more and more land, or say when we employ the more and more land in the production process, the additional income of the land diminishes. It means there is a operation of the law of diminishing returns. This is the seventh one. Next, we have eighth one, rent depends upon fertility of land and location of land. It depends upon the fertility of land. It means if there is a more fertile land, that land can get the more rent. If the land has less fertility, the rent also become less. It means the rent directly depends upon the fertility of land and its location, or say location of land. It means when the fertility and location is say feasible to the people, at that time the rent also increases. It means rent directly depends on the fertility of land and its location. Next, ninth one, long period. It means this theory only applicable for the long run situation, or say the long period. In the short run it cannot operate. This theory only applicable for the long period situations. 10th one, last one, that is there is existence of marginal land or no rent land. Marginal land or no rent land means that land on which we doesn't need to pay rent for using that land. That is called marginal land. We will discuss in detail in our explanation part. Just here what we have to remember here is marginal land is the land on which we doesn't need to pay any rent. This is the rent free land, or say the no rent land. Okay, these are the 10 assumptions on the basis of David Ricardo given the theory of rent. Next, we will discuss the explanation part as well as criticism in our next video.